You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5.
Welcome back to the Betoota Advocate weekly fucking bulletin. We've got the editors here and Wendell Hussey. Editors being myself, Clancy overall, and editor at large, Errol Parker. What's going on, you lot?
Oh, not much, mate. Just, got through another week. Here we are. It's good. I know that last week I told a lot of listeners that I was deeply engaged in the Sunshine Life Church. That's since come to an end. But look, I don't want to dwell on it. Wendell, how was your week?
Yeah, pretty good. Excited to be back for episode 290. We saw the credit card transactions.
Yeah, well, look, it also didn't help that I was leaving church the other day. The guy who's the lead guitarist in the church band, he has this, a Pekingese dog.
Yeah.
So I was leaving church on Monday nights, came flying around the corner as I was late to go to the pub and watch the footy. I've hit this dog, and I thought no one saw me, so I just kept on going, as you do, and then just deny. And anyway, I get to the pub, and then half of the parishioners come to the pub to, confront me. And I'm like, no, it wasn't me. And then they take me outside, and this dog leash is hanging out the back of the commie.
But it also goes off like a car alarm too when you hit a dog like that. So it would have alerted every single person in.
And they've got CCTV.
But see, I think that would have been a lesson, wouldn't it, Errol? That, you shouldn't have been going to the pub, you shouldn't have been racing, you shouldn't have hit that dog. And
the dog didn't even need to go to the vet. Like, it's fine. Like, no harm, no foul.
I've got some good community news I want to share.
You do?
I do, yeah.
What?
I woke up at 3:30 last night because someone sent it absolutely sideways. I live on like a street corner there, and someone sent it absolutely sideways going down there at 3:30 a.m. last night, which I thought, it was good. It's good to see there's still some hoons getting around.
You don't get that in Lake Betoota anymore, do you?
No, you don't.
You don't get it.
What, drifting?
Oh, yeah.
No, like old-fashioned, like, doing.
Yeah, old-fashioned drifting, and hammered it up the little side street he went into. I wish I saw it. I heard it, but I really, really wish I saw it. Yeah, it was
Like this?
No,
Yeah.
Stop. We can't license that song.
It'll be fine.
No, I got up to look and see if I could see the car come back around, and then there was someone putting something in the bin at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, which was, I don't know why you would be doing. I just made me think what the fuck was going on there. But
Do you think it was another one of these gangland hits? Was it maybe a stolen car?
I like to think it's just some teenagers out there having a bit of fun.
Anyway, we've admitted to multiple crimes, every one of us here, except for Wendell. He woke up. He just woke up to a car. So Errol's admitted to running over his priest's pet.
Yeah, but it didn't die.
I don't.
It wasn't the priest's pet. It was the lead guitarist of the church band.
Jeremy.
Yeah, it was Jeremy's dog. So you obviously know Jeremy. But this, mate, that pales in comparison to the time that you and I were going to Brisbane to hop on the plane to go to the Formula 1. We went over to that bloke's house and got some magic mushrooms, and we were over there for ages, and he insisted that we try some, and you had a bit of a reaction to it, and you had to go out on the balcony for a little bit, and then all of a sudden this bloke's French bulldog just comes bounding through the house, and while I'm talking to this bloke, the dog goes out on the balcony and it corners you. As I'm talking to this guy, I see you pick up this dog and throw it off the balcony.
I thought that was a pool below. It wasn't. It was a glass. It looked like an infinity pool, but it was like a glass.
We had to leave there.
It was a wedding venue. So down the bottom they had like a glass dance floor.
We had to leave
lit up from the bottom.
so quickly before he realised he didn't have a dog anymore. So we had to go downstairs, and I had to pick the dog up off Greens Road and put it in a council bin.
Another dog anecdote from personal lives.
We've killed a
All right,
fucking
Arnie
medium-sized animals.
Should we get him?
Anyway, now let's talk about news that doesn't involve us.
Yes.
What's going on in the world, Wendell?
There's some really good news. We're going to start off with a great feel-good story. The gender pay gap has been defeated. after a bulk order of office cupcakes.
That's right, that's the secret. The issue that blokes with neck beards never say existed in the first place is no more. So people can stop fighting on the internet and saying mean things about each other moving forward.
But how did we beat the gender wage gap, you may ask? Well, a local finance firm here in our very own town of Betoota managed to overcome the issue that sees women earn 13% less than men and hundreds of thousands less over the course of their careers by ordering a big box of purple frosted cupcakes.
It was very nice, and the blokes made sure to order it themselves as well and pack up afterwards too. So
Is purple
happy
the woman
International
colour?
Women's Day.
So yeah, it used to be pink, and we had to stop doing that in our office.
Yeah. It's good, like the whole pink-blue thing. I think purple's a little bit more nuanced.
Yeah, I thought it was a good gesture, and it solved the gender wage gap.
Yeah.
At least in this firm, and hopefully in our workplace. I haven't
Yeah.
looked at the books recently, but yeah.
Men's rights activists will need to move on to something else, but I'm sure they'll find something.
Halal food, that's next. Bring it back.
Some technology news now, and Bose have unveiled new noise-cancelling headphones that are capable of blocking out Americans.
Every week you just get reminded of how far we've come as a species. And this week, Bose, the company famous for their suite of quality earbuds and over-the-ear headphones, has announced that their latest release, the Quiet Comfort 55, which are so powerful they'll turn the ear-splitting squawks of any American tourist into a barely audible whisper.
Yes, now this is something which you actually have to see to believe, I reckon, but they sent us a free pair of headphones to write this article, and I tried them. They're, they work. I went down there to Daru Street where they have that juice bar that the tourists like to visit, and there was a man there who worked in tech. I'm not sure what that stands for, technical or technology.
Tech, bro. Infotech, fintech.
Yeah.
Those buzzwords, I don't know.
He worked in tech, and he was down there talking about cryptocurrencies or AI or something like that, and I put them on. I looked at him directly in the eye and put these on, and it was like, basically it went like, oh my God, have you had the maple syrup in Vermont?
Headphones from Sony are way better, and my friends in Japan know how to make a Land Cruiser, and they know how to make a quality set of headphones.
That's an interesting point you
I'm more
make,
of a
though.
Beats guy.
I will die by my Sonys.
Just a quick note as well, brought to you by Bose, as well as masking Yankee tourists. It can also silence Sunday morning leaf blowers, music from local pubs and clubs, and the sound of millennials whining about whatever they are whining about this week. A bit of generation.
Is this a real ad?
No.
Okay.
I was about to say, that's some boomer core shit, isn't it? Slow news week in this fucking town, isn't it?
Anyway, what's up next?
Now, we've got a sad story. Interest rates went up again this week. You heard a lot about it. We spoke to a hardworking young couple in town who did everything right, but are now in negative equity and nearly broke. Errol Parker, you spoke to him?
Yeah, a Betoota Heights couple that sacrificed and saved to buy their first home in our town's aspirational suburbs have now revealed to the Advocate that they're about to do their collective arse. Doug and Nadine Cartwright said they bought during the pandemic housing frenzy because they didn't want to be the only one left with a Meriton shitbox when the music stopped. They didn't want to be the only ones renting in their friendship group, so they scrimped, they saved, they raided their super, they did everything just to get into the property market.
They also thought that interest rates wouldn't be going up for at least a couple of years, but they're now in a mortgage prison, facing extreme mortgage press, with the property they bought dropping drastically in value and their mortgage repayments going drastically up. Doug and Nadine say they don't really have any options other than to try and white-knuckle it through if they can. It reminds me a lot of a Bon Jovi song that came out about Johnny, who used to work on the docks. They're living on a prayer, these young people. They've been lied to, they've been manipulated, they've lived through 2 major recessions in their lifetime as well as a pandemic, and now what looks to be a global, I would say, world war with what's happening in Europe at the moment.
In where? In the Ukraine.
In the Ukraine. They were watching cartoons as children when they saw hijacked aeroplanes flown into the World Trade Center. I don't think they've had it that easy, these young people.
Yeah, well, investing in property in this country is unfortunately a gamble, and these people, despite doing everything right, they've fucked their lives up. So you win some and you lose some, I guess.
You know what the rental rate in Vienna, Austria is?
Well,
Where the fuck's that?
Austria?
where Hitler's from.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about somewhere down the road, because then I'd give a fuck. But if it's in some
Where is it?
left-leaning shithole in Europe.
7% rentals.
70% of people
70%
rent.
rentals.
Yeah, and they cap the prices. It's like €400.
I'm guessing the state owns a lot of that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they're also very rich.
Nice.
And people live very
Well, they had a world war, yeah. Here's my question to you lot. I mean, I obviously am part of a buy-in strata setup as a homeowner. I'm interested, if you burn your house down and make it look like an accident, like a pub owner.
It's still arson.
So
and
you can't do
fraud.
an insurance job on your house like a publican?
No,
if you've got home insurance.
No, I had this argument with a copper. I'm like, what happens if I burn my own house down on purpose? Is that arson? And he goes, yes.
You don't tell them you did it on purpose.
Yeah, I know, but
I don't
the
think
dogs
anyone
will
gets
come.
payouts if they purposely burn down their house.
but they'll be able to know if you burn it down. It's like, oh, someone spilled a can of petrol down the hallway and then fucking threw a match in it.
But how do
just
pubs do
accidentally
it?
leave the stove on when you go to sleep.
How do pubs do it?
What, so you die in your sleep from smoke inhalation?
You make sure no one else is there, and then you just go out the window when you start hearing
How do
smoke.
pubs do it?
Well, in the pub game, if you cast your mind back to the cult hit Pulp Fiction, and they've got that guy called the Wolf who comes to fix everything. There's people in the pub sector who operate in that area, in that they know how to burn down a pub and make it look like it's so convincing, and whoever insures an old pub in a regional town is just waiting to get reamed. So look, sometimes you can just commit a perfect crime, and look, when you rip off an insurance company, there's no victims.
I heard a rumour about a good way for anyone listening, if you want to burn down your house to avoid mortgage stress, is you get a large block of ice, get it from Ithaca Iceworks. There's a few of them.
But obviously pay with cash, or maybe get a mate to go and get it for you.
And you leave an array of candles on top of that with cotton wool buds dipped in kerosene. There, just enough kerosene to light and to continue up the string into the wooden floorboards underneath your Queenslander house, but not enough to be detected when the police roll through. You can have a 2-day alibi by the time the ice melts and the candle tips over onto a cotton bud.
That's not what you do.
The strings.
You don't take the lint out of your dryer, and you constantly run it, and eventually it'll catch on fire.
Anyway, there's plenty of options out there for young people who are in the situation of Doug and Nadine.
Just don't do what Wendell said and light a fire and then go to sleep.
I don't go to sleep.
Because you will die.
Yeah, just pour petrol on the floor of your house and then light it on fire and then burn the house down around you. You should probably get a payout for that. Anyway.
Got a lot to learn. I think we might just leave it there for this week. I think that'll do it for the news wrap. That's...
It's been a long one this week.
Particularly long. I feel sorry for everyone involved. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Hooroo.
See you for 291.
Au revoir.